Okay, scavenger hunt. I think if I looked around, I had enough to make a new machine. So we had that boiler, we had the base, a lot clearer base, but same thing. We have that old gold brew head. I got a little base and some wiring. I got a couple of these cap elements. We'll see which one works. And we got a cord. I have a couple extra cords, and I have a locking ring, a new one, fancy. Some of the gaskets, so that's good. We have all that together, and yeah, look, it looks pretty good. I think it'll be a nice little scavenger machine. Okay, that looks pretty good. And let's go ahead and just put it together. There's the gasket for the top. Underneath already had a gasket. It's kind of fused in there, so we'll just leave that one on there. That looks fine. Let's piece it together and see how it looks. Looks pretty, yeah. It's not bad, that black base with the kind of copper. The boiler got cleaned off by somebody before I bought it, so that's how they look when you kind of strip everything off of them. And let's go ahead and try this locking ring. This is an aftermarket one. You can buy those online. They're really worth it getting if you have the fine threaded boiler and you're going to um, use that again, and you have the capped element. You really want one of these. It's going to make life a lot better. There we go. Go ahead and tighten that up. Yeah, it's spinning good. That's pretty darn good. Happy about that. And yeah, it's on there. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a tiny bit more, and we'll see how this element threads on there too. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We're going to see here. We don't have everything completely tightened up yet, but we're going to go do that in a minute. It's a little Carina base from one of those, so it's a kind of a aftermarket La Pavoni made back into a La Pavoni. There's the cap element. We're going to put a new gasket in there. They can be a little tricky. This one came out all right. If you've ever done one, sometimes they pop right out really easy. Other times it's kind of a bear. They crumble. It takes a while to get them out, but you need to really put a new gasket in there. And not one of the round rubber ones. You got to do the flat. Do it the real way. Just toughen up and pop it in there. Kind of goes in that little rim, and you end up with this dimple that's kind of freaks you out, but you can get in there. You just got to work it, and if you need a tool, you need a tool. I've done it where they just pop in with your thumb, and I've done it where I had to like slowly work it in, like this one, a little bit for a while. But it all sealed, all got in there good. And I just used the flat side, so you don't just divot and rip it up before you even have a chance to use it. But I just gingerly tucked the edge under that little rim, and there you go. I got it in there good. It's all even, tucked under the rim, so it looks pretty good for sealing there. I think we're on our way, and we'll see how it goes. And that's how I mount it out on the workbench. Just a little L bracket like that, you can find them. The boiler fits right on there, excellent. And then for tightening this, the locking ring, I made this tool just out of a PVC adapter. I think it's like a 3 to 4 inch, something like that. And you just cut a couple little divots for the tabs there, and it works really good. You tighten it up. So we did that. And now we're going to go ahead and put on the heating element. I got a special tool for that just because it makes it easier. You can use those oil wrenches and stuff, but it's hard to get these really tight sometimes. So I tweaked this one way down and 2 or 3 times, and you know what? It kept leaking. So the saga is I saw this and I thought it was a crack, but it just turned out to be a little manufacturing flaw. It's just a little lip. And so I took that heating element. I had already got a different boiler on and off a few times. I never could get that first cap element to seal on anything. So I'm just, it had already been redone a couple times, and I just stopped using it. And I had another one that was a little jankety looking, but an older, but original. And it went right on, leaked. I had to tighten it one time. Didn't really leak, so there we go. That was over with, so we do have a good element. We're going to put on the fancy shower screen. I had one of those. I didn't do any gaskets because it was working good. And you know what? If it doesn't work good, we'll put some gaskets. If not, we'll be ready to go. So we'll just pop that in, and then we'll, you know how you do. You have to go around and push that gasket in a couple times, and go ahead and get our brew head on there. I had to take it back off. I forgot the siphon tube, but it's on there now. And yeah, it works good. Look at that. There it is. Fired up its first time. No worries. Back down to 1. You know how to use these 2 switches. If not, that's how you do it. Bring them up and we'll let it settle down. There we go. We'll bring up the... Oh yeah, feels good. We'll go ahead and make our first run. We're using the classic portafilter with the little double spout. I never worry about the whole spout thing, 1 or even or whatever, but this one, look, yeah, it came out pretty darn even. I usually think they go 10 to the handle, but anyway. Look, this one came out great, both of them. That's a good omen. And the pressure feels right. And there it is, look at that. And these little machines, you know, outperform, they go again over and over. So much fun to do the lever. And yeah, what a success. So it looks pretty good. It's kind of parted together, but look at that. It really actually came out like you designed it that way. So it has some character, and there we go. It worked perfect the first time. Turn your machine off, of course, when you're done so you don't burn anything up. And yeah, look at that. Perfect amount of crema. Beautiful little shot. So we did it again. Go ahead and subscribe, and yeah, we'll do some more little adventures like that. Yeah, the scavenger hunt paid off. It really did.